Hello, guys. Welcome to another exciting show of the Unfiltered World podcast show. Okay, if you are new on this podcast show, thank you for being with us and thank you for following us across all platforms, and we are grateful. So, if by now you don't know our contact details, we are officially on WhatsApp. We are on WhatsApp, and our contact details are 072 114 027 6. 072 114 027 6. So, what are we talking about today? Today, we are talking about the new South African loan that has been approved. Okay, that's what we are talking about. And you may be wondering, how much are we actually talking about? We are talking in billions, okay? And shortly, I'm going to be talking more on that issue, detail to detail, okay? Because I have the story now. So, but before I get to that, I would like to remind you of something, okay? Most of us youth, we do know that the ANC allegedly uh, used to, uh, what am I saying? They used to drive us crazy nuts, okay? Uh, it feels like it feels like every day there's a new thing uh, in in relation to this subject, okay? Like clowning us or looking down on us or maybe talking down on us, okay? Uh, the South African youth, okay? What am I saying by that? You may be wondering, and if I were in your position too, I am surely would be concerned. And I'd be wondering as much as you are currently. So, and perhaps even frightened, okay? Because like anything can happen when it comes to these things. And yeah, so let me remind you this, okay? Do you remember these words by the National Chairperson of the ANC? So you may be asking yourself, who is the National Chairperson of the ANC? You know the guy, you know the person I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Minister Gwede, okay, who prominently stated that, uh, s- quote, South Africans must stop depending on the government for employment. Close quotes. Okay? South Africans must stop depending on the government for employment. That story trended for quite some time until it died out. And shortly after that, uh, not so long ago, okay, not so long ago, uh, we heard and we saw, okay, this thing, okay, on the social medias and on Google everywhere. We saw it. We came across with it, okay. So what was he saying? It turns out the second time around, Minister Kurumantashi himself, okay, the famous guy, under the leadership of the ANC, allegedly. So he said, oh, let me just let me just read it for you, okay? Minister Montashe criticizes South Africans who sit back, want government to deliver jobs, solutions. Hmm. Do you find that surprising? Because I don't seem to. Okay. Now let me go to the next what the next point of which I am reading his words. Go on Google, Google these things I'm talking about. You'll find it on Google and across all platforms, okay? Across all search engines. If you are looking for it on Facebook, you'll find it on Facebook. If you are looking for it on X, also known as Twitter, okay, you'll find the news that I'm talking about. It's there, it's everywhere, okay? Um, Before I do anything of this kind, of this nature, I make sure that I do a lot of research, okay? So that I can give you good news. Not like good news per se, but I'm just saying like proper news, okay? Or proper news updates, okay? So let me get to the third point. So the third point, do you remember the day when Minister Guillematache again, now this is the third point, when he said, open quote, don't bask in the sun. Apply for jobs. Those are the words of Minister Guillematache. Close quotes. Okay? So what does this tells you? This tells you clearly that in South Africa, there's no government who cares about any of us. There's no government who cares about any of you. There's no government who cares about you. There's no one, none, no political party who cares about any of us. But I'm not going to be talking about all the other political parties and say what's not should be said. I'm going to be talking about specifically these words, okay, Minister Guillematache, okay, because it's the only evidence that I do have here, right before my eyes, and it's so unbelievable, shockingly unbelievable, okay. I am even surprised, like a grown man like Mr. Guillematache can say such things. It's very, very, very hurting. Okay, it's very, very hurting. It's like a spear being uh, thrown and piercing through the heart and watching it bleed as if you won't die the next day. Okay, not even the next day, like from that very moment you die, from the very moment you heard those words, you die, okay? You die because you get to lose hope, okay? That's why most people are doing all these drugs and this kind of lifestyle because like they have no hope, okay? As soon as people they lose hope, then they get to be all over the place, okay? Because you can't blame those people. They have lost all the hopes. Okay, I for myself sometimes I even look at myself and think, say, maybe if things weren't this way, maybe my life could have been better. Maybe my life could have been in a much better shape than it is today. Okay, but not complaining. I'm just thinking and wondering about the other majority of people in South Africa and uh, across all provinces in South Africa, okay, they must feel the same feeling that I'm feeling. The hurts, this pain deep down, deep inside my heart, and it's something that I can't escape. You know, it's something that I can't stop thinking about. Okay, so now you may be wondering how this, how does, like how does it connect? What I'm talking about here? What does, or how does it connect to this point of this loan? Okay, this staggering loan. Now let me answer your question. Okay, because today we are talking about South Africa gets new loan. Okay, that's what we are talking about here. South Africa gets a new loan from the World Bank. Okay, so South Africa secured a 1.5 billion dollars, about 27 billion in South African rands, loan from the World Bank. To modernize critical infrastructure, ease bottlenecks in energy and freight transport, and support improve excuse me on that one, and support improvements in water and sanitation. This $1.5 billion loan, classified as a development policy, or also known as DPL, represents the fourth such as facility extended to the country since 2022. It is explicitly designed to assist the government in meeting its 2026-2027 freight currency, or currency borrowing requirements, while supporting structural reforms that are expected to create up to 600, underline that, while supporting structures reforms that are expected to create up to 600,000 jobs by 2032. Now, do you get the point I'm saying now? The 600,000 jobs. Now, let me remind you, let me take you back. So, do you remember the day when, if I do remember correctly, it was him also, Minister Gwedemantashe, if not Mr. Fikin Balula, who once said, and I quote, they once said, government can't create jobs. No, it wasn't Mr. Balula. It wasn't Mr. Malou. It was the president himself. If I do remember correctly, it was during the campaigning times, or after the campaigning times. When he himself, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, allegedly told us that in the media, he told us that the government can't create jobs. Go on Google, you'll find that thing. It's there. They told us from the president, The president told us the government can't create jobs. That's number one. Number two, Mr. Gwedemantashe, he told us that South Africans must stop depending on the government for employment. Does it make sense? Let me keep going. Mr. Mantashe criticizes South Africans who sit back, want government to deliver jobs, solutions. Does it, how does it feel? So, and let me quote this again. Don't bask in the sun. Apply for jobs, said Mr. Gwedemantashe. So do you get the pattern, or do you get the picture? Because if you don't get a picture by now, I'm sure you're going to understand what I'm saying, that there's no ANC government who cares about any of us or any of you guys. You, the 17 years and the 18 years and the 19 years and the 40s and the 45s and the 55, even worse, the 65, because what are they saying in their policies? They're saying that you can't be employed as soon as you reach 35. So if you can't get employed as soon as you reach 35, what does the future hold for you? Somebody or any person in South Africa retires at the ages of 65. Now look at the gap. You don't get a job, or you are not able to get a job by the ages of 35 to 36, maybe 34 to 35, okay? And then now you are facing, it's like you are taking a very early retirement in life. It's like your life has been cut off from opportunities that could probably help you change your entire life. Just a simple job application can make a huge difference. It don't matter whether you are getting paid a 1.5 hundred a month or you are getting paid 600 a month. Okay, it makes no difference at all. For as long as I know, a 600 rand can help you find a better job, can make you sleep well at night, knowing very well that your stomach is full, your children are eating the fruits of your labor. So, what am I saying? I'm saying there is no such thing as a small amount of money. In fact, I am very grateful that I, for myself, uh, like growing up, it was very hard, and it's still hard, but it's like it was hard, okay, really, really hard. No, 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 not really hard, not really hard. To scratch that, very, very hard. Yo, what am I saying? What am I saying? Uh, what am I saying? Okay, it was very hard. Okay, to a point whereby hustling became the only option. Just like any other teenager, okay, hustling becomes an option, a choice, but a choice that we can't escape. Okay, that's the reality of living in poverty. Okay, I'm not complaining or saying anything bad. My situation was better than many other South African children who go to bed without even eating. So I was in a much better situation, but still life was hard. There was no mercy, nothing at all. Life has never been kind. Okay? Now back to the point. Now the point is the point is, or the picture that I'm trying to paint here is that poverty has no color. And in fact, while I am still here, there's this other province in South Africa whereby there's this white-only township, okay, where uh, white people who are underprivileged, okay, if that does make sense, uh, they have their own community, okay, because life is hard. It has nothing to do with racism, it has nothing to do with any of those political things, okay, it's just life. So poverty picks no color. Poverty has no favorites. It don't matter whether you are black or white. Uh, it just doesn't matter. Okay, it's just life. You have to face it, and we have to accept it because that is reality. Okay. So imagine you are waking up in the morning, looking for a job. You can't find a job. The next day, children have to eat. You have to eat. You have other priorities. And guess what? You can't do shit. You can't do nothing about it. And how does it make you feel when you are turning on your TV or the next day you are buying a paper and then you get to come across with these words that South Africans must stop basking in the sun? How does that make you feel? As a South African unemployed now, a 17-year-old unemployed now, a 13-year-old, no, not a 13-year-old, a 20-year-old unemployed now, a 15-year-old, no, not a 15-year-old, 25-year-old, 30-year-old, a 50-year-old, a 70-year-old, you can't get employed, you can't get a job. Meanwhile, we have the situation here in South Africa whereby we have a lot of grannies and a lot of grandpas in the parliament. Those are the people who are making rules. Those are the people who are writing policies. Those are the people who are deciding our lives, how our lives should be. Isn't that fishy? because to me it smells like too much fish. Okay, it stinks. It pisses me off. It's it stinks. Okay, it stinks because it's so unfair. It's so goddamn unfair to us. Okay, it's just it's just one of those things that irritates somebody. Like you every day you wake up in the morning, you're trying to better your life, you're trying to find something for yourself, you're trying to make means, okay, for yourself, just so that you can wake up the next day with a stomach full, and then you can go on with your life. And guess what? You can't do that. You just can't do that. Not by your choice. Yes, they are saying South Africans are lazy. Is that even surprising? No, it's not surprising. It's the same political party again that they always tell us that we are lazy, we don't want to do anything for ourselves, we are depending on government, we should stop basking in the sun. What kind of a government who says that? Now, does that convince you that it is people, whenever they are in power, they have anything for us? They have any thought about us that they want to change our lives to becoming better? Do you think these people, they do care? Because I don't think they care. How many times have you seen Mr. Figilan Balula traveling on a private jet? How many times? Countless times. How many times have you seen the ANC, whenever they're doing their campaigns, they are driving a $1 million car lined up with along with the blue lights? Okay, it has become something normal. That we have normalized it. It's just not right. It's just not right. I'm not talking politically here. I'm talking as a concerned citizen. I'm talking for our societies. I'm talking for everyone. I'm talking for our communities, because this thing, it just has to stop. It has to stop before it's too late. In fact, it has already been way too late. So, yeah, this loan makes no sense. In fact, this loan will only do one thing for us. It will drag us down again and again and again, as they always do. And then guess what? The inflation will go up steadily, multiplying over and over and over, while we are busy paying over 1 billion rands loans. Okay, in the form of loans, we are paying about a billion rands in a form of loans. Now, how many billions have we borrowed so far? A lot, because our debt in GDP, it has escalated way beyond. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? That tells you one thing, that the future is so uncertain, and the people are driving us to that point, to that edge, they just don't care. Okay, as soon as we are falling, as soon as we fall through the cliff, they won't be they won't be there. They would just fly. They will fly, maybe overseas, just like any other president in the African continent. Whenever there's trouble in their country, they fly. They can fly to Russia. They can fly to United States of America. They can fly to France. They can fly to Italy. They can fly to anywhere in the world. They can fly to Japan if they can, if they could. They can fly to anywhere. But what about us? What about us? The people, the citizens. These people, they are destroying our communities. They are destroying each and everything. The infrastructure. Everything has been destroyed. Everything is getting destroyed. No one cares. Okay? Now, if you ask me, am I surprised? No. Why am I saying that? Have you seen lately when there's this there was this big thing that was happening, okay, about illegal immigrants, children in the schools, and yada yada, this and that, okay, about like 200 something, okay, 200 something children who came illegally in South Africa, who came illegally. And our government does what? Does nothing. Does nothing. And throughout that time, I came across I came across a post that said about hundreds children of South Africa have no school. At the same time, about 200, if not 200,000 of those children who are at school at the time, they were, or they shouldn't have been there. Because, like, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not talking about that today. But I'm just showing you. I'm just painting you a picture that how much our government has decided to desert us. Okay, they've just dropped us. They have just dropped us. No one cares about us. We as a youth, we as a people, we as a South African, proud South Africans, we have lost all hopes. We have lost all hopes. And the government, they don't want to fight. They don't want to prioritize us. Okay, to them we're just people, cows that have to be milked. As soon as they done milking us, they'll throw us away just like the gum. As soon as the sugar is no longer there, they'll just cast us out and throw us on the dirt. Okay, that's how it is. That's how it is. And like these debts, 27 billion. Like not so long ago, these people, they borrowed some money. They borrowed big money, and then guess what? A whole 2 billion rand went to who? Mr. Hangwane himself, allegedly. Mr. Hangwane himself, the one who bought blue cars. I'm talking Lamborghinis and all of those toys, and some countless mentions. Okay, the nephew of the one and only Mr. Pala Pala. If you don't know that scandal, just go and Google. You'll find it. Okay. So it's one of those things. So whatever that they are saying here on this article, it just doesn't make sense. Like 600 jobs by 2032. That makes no sense. It's just another campaigning tactic. Okay. As a society, we are sick. So, yeah, we are saying enough is enough, okay? But it's not about me, it's about you, the listeners. What do you think about today's episode? Do you find it interesting? If yes, how does it feels to hear those words? South Africans are basking in the sun. They don't want to look for work. Okay? South Africans are lazy. They don't want to look for work. Guess what? I have a surprise, because on the next episode, I'm going to be talking about something more sinister than you can possibly imagine. It's all about unemployment, and it's going to get real bad on the next episode. The next episode, we are talking about South Africa records 60.9% youth unemployment rate in South Africa. That's what we are talking about on the next episode. So please stay tuned for the next episode. And if you did enjoy today's show, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us across all streaming platforms. And yes, we are on YouTube also. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on WhatsApp. You can find us on Facebook. On Facebook, we are Unfiltered World Podcast. Okay, we are there. So you can comment. We are there to listen. And our WhatsApp number, we are no. No. Our contact number for WhatsApp it's 072 114 0276. Let me repeat that again if you didn't hear it correctly, it's 072 114 0276. That is our WhatsApp contact. As you all know, I'm your host, TW Zulu, all the way from Durban, South Africa. And thank you very much. Thank you very much. See you on the next episode. And I hope you did enjoy today's episode. See you next time.